Well, hello there. I'm Anxious Cynic, joined by Mr. Bean Dream here, and today we're going to be reviewing Minecraft wallpapers in Minecraft. Dun dun dun! I'm looking at the wallpapers now, in case you weren't aware.
I wasn't aware. Okay.
Alright, so it was Bean's idea to do another wallpaper competition on the Discord server. Swear to God, after saying that, if somebody comments, how do I submit, I'm going to lose my mind. Alright, so without further ado, we're just going to hop into looking at the submissions. They're not represented perfectly here. This is Vortex submission, as you can see by the fancy name that Bean put on it. And it looks like there's weird desaturation going on, but it's because Minecraft can't handle the colors and shades that Blender provides. And that's why Blender bad.
Pretty much. So this is Vortex's. It's made in Blender, so you have to keep that in mind. But it's looking pretty nice. It gives it a nice spring feel.
Oh yeah, we should have mentioned that. The theme was spring.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, you can't really tell that there's colored trees in this one, but they are like pink and blue.
It's a very good looking
in
submission.
the actual. Yeah, it's nice depth of field and everything. Honestly, I can't find much wrong with it. It has good like composition and everything. There could be like more noticeable light rays and stuff, which you could add to it. Show like kind of pollen in the air and stuff. But overall, I think it's really nice.
I would say the one thing that struck me about it is, obviously it's made in Blender, but it has a bit of like a realistic tone, more so than I'm used to seeing in Minecraft.
Yeah, that is true.
Alright, next up.
Ninja Killer 94. This one, Minecraft did quite a bit better job of getting the colors correct on.
Yeah, you can definitely tell what the color schemes that are more true to Minecraft and how it handles them much better.
This one has plenty of spring elements. It's got lots of flowers. This is actually what I was imagining when I came up with the theme. Hello, pig.
Special guest.
Yep.
Pig. Ooh. So this one, he really went all out with the flowers.
Yeah, the first thing that I can pick out is there's no depth of field. So you really get all the detail in your eyes all at one time, and it's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, considering that it is, for lack of a better word, a monotonous image.
So you have like all kinds of fancy details and stuff, like up close. It looks like you might have some leaves on the ground here. Got some sticks and stuff, but you really don't notice it. Like it really doesn't show well because in the background, all the flowers are just as much detail.
Yeah, depth of field would have really helped this one.
You can't really see the edge of the map, but just have some like fog in the background there with some really faint mountains would also help a little bit.
I think one of the main things, like I'm looking at this in the game, not the original render, so maybe I'm a bit off here, but the lighting could have been improved. There isn't much, like these bees almost get lost in the detail a little bit. If there was a little bit better lighting on the foreground here, it would have helped it.
It's a little bit of a flatter overall lighting instead of more direct. Next up we have one by, I don't actually know how to pronounce this.
Masio, that's what I'm going with.
It sounds close enough. This one, it has some flowers. It's got some animals. It's got spring. I could kind of feel spring from that. However, it doesn't particularly stand out as spring, but I can see where you're getting that from.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a stylized approach, maybe.
Yeah, and also the it looks like painted on highlights for all the things are kind of jumps out at you a lot.
Yeah, it definitely stands out as an image if you see it in the corner of your eye, even though there's not a whole lot going on. Those little highlights, I think, make it pop.
One thing is also the flat backgrounds, something that's usually easy to fix just by throwing in some scenery back there.
Yeah, especially for a small scene like this, hiding the flat lands would have been pretty easy.
One thing you can't really see on this one, but you can on the original image, is the depth of field. It's kind of large and so it kind of messes it up around like the chicken's wings and stuff. It's okay, but it could also be a turn the scale down on the depth of field a little bit. But that might also just be Minimator being bad at doing depth of field.
Did you say Minimator bad?
I mean...
Is Blender bad?
Whoops. We have one by Lord Winter. This one is really stylized and...
Yeah, the trees aren't even Minecrafty.
Yeah, it's Steve's basically the only thing Minecraft. And even he's got like rounded edges and stuff. I honestly don't know what it's made in. Like, it doesn't really look like Blender. It looks like it was made in Unity or something.
Got to get him to chime in.
Yeah. So I'm actually curious as to what that was made in. Overall, I'd say it fits the theme of spring pretty good. And everything's nice and green, colorful flowers and stuff. There is a slight noticeable edge to the edge of the map there, but it almost looks like there's water behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So it might just be really foggy, but it does look a little odd. We have one by Torio. I guess that's how you pronounce that. This one I like pretty well, actually. It looks fun and happy.
Yeah, I like what he did with the letter there, the letters, spring.
Yeah, that's cool. The depth of field, for some reason on the pig, is like blocky for some reason. It's not very smooth. I don't know how that happened, but like the rest of it looks nice. Yeah, this one's got nice colors. It even looks like it got some light rays in there. Yeah, I like the lighting in this one.
What do you think about the grass being in focus in the foreground here?
That does kind of get in the way. It would be better if you changed the properties of the depth of field is.
You have to adjust all of them kind of in unison to get the effect, but yeah.
Aside from the grass, it highlights the character and the bee, which is nice.
Definitely represents the theme, I would say, in terms of it gives you the feeling of someone going out and enjoying spring.
One from Brick-a-Bang. This one, it clearly is the winner.
All right, next one.
The next one, it's a unique interpretation of spring. I thought it was funny, so I included it.
It's definitely a departure from the other attempts.
It's kind of accurate, though, because it did snow again when it was supposed to be warm. Like, what?
Yeah, global warming is a hell of a thing. This seems like kind of like a little throwaway joke, but if you put a little bit more effort into it, I think it would have actually made it shine as an interesting submission, even as a joke.
We have one by Smanticool, I guess, how you pronounce it. It's a little hard to tell that this is a spring theme. Doesn't really focus on it. Feels more like it would just be summer or just...
Yeah, I'm wondering if the panda is a deliberate choice. Is there anything about pandas that would suggest springtime?
Maybe. I don't have a pet panda like this guy.
The scenery looks a bit kind of just hastily chosen.
Yeah, it's got like a weird sand mass in the background there.
Yeah, like even though like Minecraft does that, if you're doing a wallpaper or an animation, you have more control over what's shown. So I would personally recommend making sure that your scenery is more deliberately chosen.
And then also you have flatlands visible in the background, which usually can be done one way I do it, which is not the best way. I just duplicate the land I have, move it back, and rotate it a different direction. And if you have depth of field and fog, you really can't tell that it's the same land.
You rotate it in such a way that it doesn't resemble any of the other angles you have of the scenery you're using.
It's usually an easy fix, and it makes a big difference, actually.
There's no depth of field as well, I'm thinking, from what I can tell here. And
well, I was going to say it almost looks like there is on the original image, but I think it's just a lower quality image overall.
Well, let's say there is some. I think it needs to be more pronounced. Everything else in the background looks too sharp.
Yeah.
The lighting looks kind of default.
Yeah.
So the main thing that stuck out to me with this one is the clownfish.
Yeah, it's a big fish is what I noticed.
It's large, and a clownfish is not really, not to get too like technical and realistic, but it's not something you would find like jumping out of a river.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. But I really don't know that much of clownfish myself.
clownfish aside, if you're gonna portray the fish jumping, in a still image there's nothing to suggest motion here, so you need particles or something to suggest that it came from the water, because as it is, it almost looks like he was fishing and a clownfish item is just floating there or something.
Yeah, particles would definitely help with that.
My thinking was that it's supposed to be jumping in the river. If it is, it's a really dumb fish because it's jumping on the land.
Yeah, it almost looks like it is coming towards the land, and it's just fished itself up.
And maybe we're dumb. Maybe it's clever. Maybe that's why it's a clownfish, because it's jumping on the land.
So yeah, that's the submissions, and then I guess we pick a winner. If you disagree with my decision, be sure to yell at me in the comments.
Yes, and on Discord at Bean Dream. So can you narrow it down? Like, what's your top 3 at this point?
I would say my top 3 are one from Vortex, one from the Lord Winter, just because it's different. It's, you know, it's unique.
Oh, yes.
And I'm interested. And also Turo. I forgot how I pronounced it last time. Turio.
I'm going with Turio. So these are our top 3 picks. And who will get number 1?
I think I've made a decision. So, drum roll, please. I don't hear drum roll. Perfect. I pick Turio as the winner.
Oh! I'm going to go ahead and say I agree.
It just feels so happy and spring-like.
Yes, I feel like this one really encapsulated the theme well.
So, congratulations. You get a Discord roll thingy. And you also, I guess, get to pick the new theme. And maybe if we continue doing this Minecraft review thing, we might have a Hall of Fame of all the winners.
Yes, we're thinking about making a Hall of Fame where all the winner images will be forever captured in this world. Alright, before we go, should we look at a couple of the disqualified submissions?
Yeah, I suppose we can do that. We have one from Mether the Lord, which it didn't fit in the theme at all.
Yeah, I don't know if this was actually a submission or someone who took the Wallpaper Bot channel as being where to share wallpapers.
Yeah, we've had a couple of people do that and didn't realize that.
Yeah, but since it was in there, we just decided to include it.
Oh, the pig's back.
Way to come in at the 11th hour to steal the thunder. This one threw me for a loop when I put it in the world.
Yeah, there's a bit of transparency.
Yeah, you couldn't tell it really on Discord because it's a gray program, so we thought it was just gray skies.
Something I just noticed, a glitch with Minimator, I guess, is there's transparency down here.
Probably something to do with aliasing or something.
Could be.
Unsure.
But, so that's interesting that you removed the background.
Yeah,
but
so
also it doesn't really fit the theme at all either.
Now that no one's watching, join the Discord to participate in the next one.
Yep, do it. We decided the best way to deal with disqualified submissions is this. That did not go well.
It did blow the other one up. Hurry up, go back there and just do it manually. Success.
Problem solved. So after a lot of thought, we've decided the best way to deal with submissions that unfortunately did not get accepted into the submit. That don't even make any English. What did I say again? Decided the best way to get rid of submissions? No. The best way to... Okay.
The best way to deal with disqualified submissions.
Okay.